Fourth time's the charm. Hi guys! So today it is finally time. I'm going to tell you guys some things that have been happening with me, because I really haven't been telling you guys what I've been up to. And yeah, I just kind of was gone for a long time, and then I was like, hey, I'm back. So yeah, these are mostly March, but I went to, first of all, I went to New York, and I didn't go for any events or anything like that. No BeautyCon, no IMATs, nothing. BeautyCon's not even in New York. Lately, BeautyCon's not till like October, and IMATs was actually last weekend? A few weeks ago? Don't remember. But I did not go for IMATs. I went to tour colleges. And so yeah, because I am a junior in high school and I am planning on getting out of Florida for college, and yeah. So I was touring colleges. I toured Pace University, I toured Brown University, I toured Columbia University, I toured NYU, which I don't know if you guys know this, but that's where I'm spending my summer. And yeah, there's going to be a video on that later too. I want to talk about that with you guys because it's going to kind of change potentially my videos for the summer. But yeah, I toured NYU, I toured Columbia, Brown, Pace. What else did I tour? I think that's it. Brown, Columbia, NYU, Pace. Oh, I toured AMDA, and I think those are the 5 colleges I toured. I don't think I toured anymore. But yeah, so I had a lot of fun. I loved it so much, and it brought into perspective what I'm looking at as far as college, because as far as I knew before I saw any of the schools was that I was going to NYU and that was it. But now that I've toured other schools, it's kind of put everything into perspective. I've seen schools that were on my list. I have yet to see some schools that are on my list because I'm also looking at UCLA out in California and USC and places like that in case like NYU's not like, or New York doesn't happen for me, or I change my mind. I'm also looking at schools out in California. Also, potentially, if YouTube becomes a thing for me, that I feel like it would be better for me to be out in California, then definitely I have options so I can still go to school. I'm looking at FITM, I'm looking at a bunch of different schools, but I know it's probably going to be not FITM just because I'm looking more towards other things like theater and looking towards social services and working with special needs kids and working with kids in the foster care system and kids who are foster kids or adopted and things like that. And so yeah, so I don't really know where I'm going right now. I'm looking at also journalism. I'm still kind of on the fence as far as what I want to do. And yeah, because there's so many things I'm passionate about, especially now that I started working with all the special needs kids in my school. It's definitely become like a big thing for me. But yeah, so now I'm kind of looking at like Brown is at the top because I realized I really need that campusy feel. And so Brown is at the top right now, which is actually in Providence, Rhode Island. But Brown is at my top right now. Then it goes Columbia, and then NYU, and then AMDA. Fordham is there too, but it goes Pace, then Fordham. So it's Brown, Columbia, NYU, AMDA, Pace, Fordham. I loved Brown, campus, everything. It's not in the city, but it's close enough to cities. It's an hour away from Boston and like 2 hours away from New York, so I can always just hop on a train if I want the city. And it's also like this really cute New England-y type area, which I love. And it's like a cutesy town, but it's also city. And so it's not like small town, because I don't do small town. And then the next one on my list is Columbia. And I love Columbia because it's right in the dead center of Manhattan, but it does have this huge college campus, which I love. Because even though it's right in the middle of the city, there's apartments around you, there's subways, there's everything, city life right there. There's also, it's gated in and it's this huge campus, so I love that because I still kind of want the campusy feel, but I still want to be in the city too because I love city life and fast-paced life. And yeah, so that's why it's second on my list. And also those are both really great schools because they're Ivy League schools. And so yeah, Third on my list is actually now surprisingly NYU. It was at the top, but the only downside I had with NYU, I love NYU so much. The only downside I had was obviously now I realized that I am looking for more of a kind of campusy feel, which I didn't think I was looking for before, and I feel like NYU, I only saw one part of it. I still have to tour the rest of it. I toured Tisch School, and I actually ended up on the wrong tour. I was supposed to be on the drama tour, and I ended up on the filmmakers tour, but I still got to see the buildings and how they're shaped up. And so right now I've only seen part of it. I still have to go on the general NYU tour, but based on what I've seen, it is third on my list because it is so small and like spread out city-like and not so much closed campusy feel. And I don't know, I'm spending the summer there, so maybe my mind will change and NYU will go up on my list, but as for right now, based on that trip, which was only a week trip, I spent 10 days there and I fit all of that in, and my aunt rocks for taking me everywhere, and my grandma rocks for taking me everywhere, and my parents rock for sending me on this trip in the first place, because it really got my mindset like, okay, now I know what I'm doing. And like, because next year is, I already took my SATs, but I'm trying to get a higher score, and it was the first time I took it, but because I know I'm gonna need a higher score to get in. I got a pretty high score. It was a pretty good score, but I obviously could do better. So I'm taking it again, so I have to take my SATs this year again, and I need to start applying to colleges and do all of this stuff. So it kind of got my mindset in the right area. I still have other schools to tour. Pace was a good one. I liked Pace. Pace was just city, like I said, like NYU, so that was my major downset to it. And yeah, I didn't know a lot about it, so that's why it's kind of lower on my list. And AMDA, I liked AMDA, once again, like NYU, very small, very closed, as far as not much, as far as campus-wise. It's one building, and everything's in that one building, and then the rest is your dorms are out in the middle of the city, everything. So it's very city, and I like it, but at the same time, I still feel more campusy is kind of the way I'm leaning towards now. So yeah, so that was it. I went to New York, and I loved it. I love all the schools I toured. I don't think there's a single school that I was like, I could never go here. And also I'm looking towards Greek life, so Pace has that. Brown has that, Columbia has that, NYU has that. Pretty much all the schools I saw have it. AMDA doesn't. But yeah, so that was my trip to New York. I don't know what else to say. States, real fast. This was our pass for States, and it is I can show you this. It's Maine, nothing you guys haven't seen, and that's just my stuff right here. And it was the Florida State Thespian Festival, and it was, our theme this year was the Hunger Games, so 25th Annual Theater Games. And yeah, this was my pass. That's the only way I could get around anywhere or go in any buildings or take the trolley. It was actually in Tampa, so it's where I live, just a little bit down. It was like maybe the 30-minute drive from where I live, but it was good. I liked it. It was my first year going. It was a lot of fun. There's workshops. There's one act so you can see, so it's like one act of a show, of a play or a musical. And then I saw some really good ones. Then we got to see main stages, which is we get to see entire plays and musicals done by different schools. So that was fun. I really enjoyed that. They were all so good, the ones we saw. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. Actually, fun, awesome fact, if you know who Thomas Sanders is, which I'm pretty sure everyone does, he was actually at States this year. And so yeah, I didn't know that he would be there, but it was really cool. I didn't actually personally get to meet him, and I was really upset about it, because when I saw him and I saw everyone crowding around, I had to leave to get ready for our show, and so we could go see a show, and I was fangirling on the trolley. because I saw him like across the convention center, and I was like, oh my god, and I was waiting for my trolley, and I was like, yeah. But so Thomas Sanders was there, and yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. At the end, there's like a dance, a big thespian, which is a theater student, dance. And yeah, if you didn't know that, theater student equals thespian, yeah. So there was a huge dance for us, and it was kind of like a mini prom, and I had a lot of fun. We're with everyone from the state of Florida, so people from Miami to Orlando to Fort Lauderdale to Tampa were there, and yeah, people came from Tallahassee. It was great. But I had a lot of fun, and yeah, it kind of put everything into perspective for me too, as far as theater and what I want to do with it this year and next year. And it just gave me a lot of ideas, seeing how other people approach things. I didn't go to any of the workshops, but I definitely want to do that next year when I go. And yeah, so that was fun. That was really fun. I got to go with some of my best friends, and yeah, so that's actually where I got Anna Karenina. They had a bookstore in downtown Tampa, and that's where I got it. Then, final thing, I'm hecka excited. I finally got my learner's permit, and I can show you that because that's just my picture, which I'm hecka proud of. I mean, I only took that picture once. They were like, okay, snap, and they were like, we can take it as many times as you want, and I saw it, and I was like, no, it's perfect. I love it. So, yeah. I finally got my learner's permit. Yeah, but that is it for this video. It's a very long video, and I'm gonna have a heck of a fun time editing this. I'm sure it's gonna be great. So that's gonna be a lot of editing. I may just have to cut this video in half, and I'll do one favorites video and one what have I been doing video. So yeah, if you guys see two videos out with me wearing the same exact thing, that's because I just cut this video in half. I don't know, it's gonna be a long video, and I don't like posting long videos anymore. I feel like when I watch videos and they're long, I feel like I lose attention really fast, and I tend to click out of longer videos, and I feel like other people may be the same way, unless it's like something like a tutorial or something like that. Sometimes I'll just click out of it. I'm like, okay, you're talking too much, or it's, I don't know, it's not even that the person's not interesting, it's just my attention span is so short. So I'm probably gonna, I just kicked my tripod. So I'm probably gonna cut this in half. So yeah, like I said, if you see two videos back to back of me wearing the same exact outfit, that's why. I try not to wear the same thing in videos twice, but eventually I'm going to. So, I mean, I wear the same like things like cardigans and stuff like that, but I try not to wear the same outfits twice. So yeah, but too bad. So yeah,